Recently, we put out a Facebook post asking you to chime in with your favorite movie quotes of all time, and you guys really responded. In fact, it made it really hard on Jones and I to try to find some movie quotes that are our favorite quotes that weren't already posted in the plethora of suggestions that you gave us.
Wide range of comments, too, ranging from serious to comedic.
Yeah.
Some are monotone, but
There were some deep stuff going on in there, and then some of you kept it really simple, which I appreciate. So as we kind of broke down things, I went, the way I looked at my favorite quotes are, what are a lot of quotes that I use? I actually say some of these things, and I realized I didn't say a lot of serious stuff that I've heard in movies. So
you don't bring it up in conversation very much. A serious quote. I mean, most of the time you're talking about something funny and try to get a laugh.
Yeah, I would say one that would be an honorable mention for me would be, "Are you not entertained?"
Gladiator. Yeah.
Yeah, good one there. But I decided not to use that one. So my number 3 is from a silly movie, and the quote is, "That Hansel, he's so hot right now." Zoolander is the movie, and I don't usually the Hansel part a lot, but jokingly I'll just say he's so hot right now. So most of the time I'm using it sarcastically to make fun of someone,
right?
But they said it a couple times in the movie, which even makes it more funny to me. I think they said it at the funeral when he walks in before, Ben Stiller's character gives his eulogy. But great line.
Do people still get that reference today?
I don't know. I'll tell you what, they'll get none of mine. They'll probably get none of mine. Mine are so obscure, only good quality 90s movie fans will appreciate these quotes.
And Zoolander, did you see the sequel of Zoolander?
I think I did. I think it was horrible. Yeah, it was really bad. So
most of them comedy sequels are bad.
Yeah, just shouldn't have tried it.
My number 3 relates to both a comedy and an old film too, but it's the Snozzberries Taste Like Snozzberries. So yes, a double dip in here. You get the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and Super Troopers in this one thing. But one thing I did know in researching this is actually a dirty joke, because the author of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, nobody knows what Snozzberries means. You think it's like a fanciful, made-up fruit, is what you think. These kids were licking the wallpaper.
Yeah.
A Snozzberry is a dick.
It is?
Yes.
Oh.
A penis.
Oh.
So yes, the kids were licking a wallpaper that was flavored like dicks.
Wow.
Interesting.
That's great research.
So now that has tainted my use of the Snozzberries Taste Like Snozzberries, but it may be more funny instead of not knowing what Snozzberries are.
I don't know if I'll ever use that quote again now. You might have ruined it for me.
Around kids, you might want to hold that. My number 2 is There's No Crying in Baseball.
Oh, great one.
Yes, from A League of Their Own in 1992. Tom Hanks is the star in that one. I watched this movie probably 5 or 6 times in my lifetime, but this one phrase probably broke up about 50 different disputes.
Okay.
Broke up about 50 different disputes on the ball field.
Okay,
Because there's no babying in this. So if somebody gets hit by a pitch or starts whining about playing time or whatever the case is, coach would just say, "There's no crying in baseball. Settle it right there."
You know what, too? This was close to being on my list as well. My favorite quote from that movie actually was never said.
Never said.
It was never said. It was written. And it was when Coach Dugan, Jimmy Dugan, signed an autograph, and it just said, "Avoid the clap." Jimmy Dugan.
That's a good one, too.
That is the best quote in the movie. I've had a couple friends, over the years, put that on my...
Right.
They wrote something on a Christmas card or something, "Avoid the clap."
That's the one movie that I like Tom Hanks in, by the way.
It's great. I know, he doesn't like Tom Hanks.
Hater, but
he's
that's the one
basically
I like
a communist, but we've gone over this before. My number two. When the nachos get stuck together, it counts as one nacho.
I don't know if I can pick apart what the movie that's from.
That movie is Saving Silverman.
Oh,
and the character,
man, you love your 90s movies, man.
I told you, you got to be ready for mine. The character is Jack Black. I don't know why I say that quote all the time, but a part of me thinks it's true in life. When the nachos are stuck together, it counts as one nacho.
Very rarely do I run into the case where the nachos stick together. I like my nachos separate.
Yeah, a lot of times you got to pull them apart, but a big guy just comes in, he's going to take 2 or 3 or 4. When the nachos stick together, it counts as one nacho.
Do you like a crispy nacho or do you like a soft nacho?
Crispy.
You like them crispy?
Yeah, but I
kind of like them soft.
They're gonna get soft because I have a heavy amount of cheese.
Right?
there,
Yeah, cheese ratio's got to be high. That's what
Yeah.
makes them soft. That's
Yeah,
what I like.
so makes it weird a little bit. But Saving Silverman, one of my favorites of all time, very underrated movie. And then my number one, before we hear Jones's number one, is I've had a few Chardonnays. What of it?
What movie again?
Big Daddy.
Oh, another '90s movie there.
I told you I was very stuck in my ways. I use that line. If anyone's ever asking me if I've been drinking or, hey, did you have a beer tonight? Or it's always my response. I've had a few Chardonnays. What of it?
And again,
I don't even like Chardonnays. I never drink that. I don't drink wine. But it's when they put the homeless guy on the stand to help Adam Sandler's character try to get custody of his child.
Oh,
and they ask him, have you been drinking?
Yeah.
And he says, I've had a few Chardonnays. What of it?
do people get the reference of that one?
Oh, yeah.
Because that's man.
It's obscure.
Yeah, that's obscure coming back.
obscure.
I've watched Big Daddy a lot of times.
They might
but
not,
I didn't
though.
pick it up.
They might not. They just laugh at me because it's a funny line.
That's true. My number one comes from a recent movie, and that is Anchorman. There's a lot of quotes in this movie, but my favorite one that makes me laugh every single time, whether I hear it, see it, or I just plain read it, it's 60% of the time, it works every time. From Brian Fantana on
a great
Anchorman.
quote.
So
I forgot about
he's
that
talking
quote.
about the Sex Panther cologne that he has, of course, and he sprays it, and people, and he asks, does it actually work? 60% of the time, it works every time. Both confusing, but also very funny because, of course, math is hard.
You know, that movie is full of quotes.
Oh, yeah.
And, so in our research for this, I realize I've been misusing one of the quotes from that movie.
Which one's that?
I'm not even mad. I'm impressed, is what I would
yeah.
always say when he, his dog ate the wheel of cheese.
Right.
But that's not the line. And I feel like everybody says it that way. In fact, if you Google that,
That's what it comes up?
it comes up as that. But when you play the clip, like I clicked on the YouTube clip, it's not that. It's like, I'm amazed. It's not impressed. But yet everyone says impressed.
Oh, yes, that's true. Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Because the
Why-
other line is,
He might say,
are
I'm
you
impressed.
impressed? Because he's in his Speedo.
Yes.
Right.
So
Don't look at me like you're not impressed.
So people
That's the line.
combine
Don't look
those
at
in
me
their
like you're
head
not
or
impressed.
something?
Yeah, that could be. Yeah. It's interesting how you watch a movie and you pick up certain lines and then they start to meld together like a nacho.
But the fact that this one took off and everybody says, I bet our viewers say the same thing. Like, I'm not even mad, I'm impressed.
Right.
Like that's what, and they think they're quoting Anchorman, but you're not. It's
You're
just like
wrong.
You're wrong. It's just a common phrase now that's kind of entered our world, but it's not quoting the movie anymore. It's changed.
Do your research, folks.
I did, and I was wrong.